The fifth floor. It was sometime in the late 80s, Chicago. A summer storm had rolled over the river and turned afternoon into night. Rain slapped the windows. Thunder rattled the steel. The river below churned black against the bridge. I was touring a little drawbridge museum when the guide told us we could explore upstairs. So I climbed. Second floor, third, fourth, fifth. I was alone when, boom, a door slammed 5 floors below. I looked over the railing. A man stood on the first floor. Gray suit, white shirt, no hat, no umbrella. But he was soaked. Water ran from his sleeves and collected around his shoes. His head was tilted straight back. He was looking at me. "Hey!" Nothing. Lightning flashed through the windows. For a split second, his face became perfectly clear, pale, wet, wanting. Then darkness. I stepped back. Creak. The railing below me. I looked again. First floor, empty. Second floor. There he was. Same suit, same dripping clothes, same face pointed toward mine. I hadn't heard a footstep. Thunder rolled over the river. I moved left. His head followed. I moved right. His head followed. "Who are you?" Nothing. Boom. Third floor door. Boom. Fourth. I grabbed the 5th floor handle. Locked. "Hey!" I hammered on it. "Open the door!" Creak. Directly beneath me. I stopped. Rain hammered the windows. The river slapped against the stone outside. But inside that stairwell, nothing. I leaned over. 4th floor. Empty. 3rd. Empty. 2nd. Empty. 1st. Empty. He was gone. Then, drip. Something cold struck my shoe. Drip. Again. I looked down. Water was running across the floor. Not rainwater. It was coming from beneath my feet. Then fingers curled around the edge. One hand, then another. A wet head slowly rose between them. He wasn't coming up the stairs. He was climbing the underside of the floor. His body hung beneath him. Gray suit dripping river water. His face stopped inches from my shoes. Those eyes stared into mine, still wanting. Then he smiled. Behind me, click. The door opened. I ran. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. I hit the bottom floor as lightning turned every window white. The guide grabbed me. "What happened?" "There's somebody up there." "Who?" "The man in the gray suit." The guide went still. "What gray suit?" "He's soaking wet. He followed me all the way up." The guide didn't answer. Instead, he pointed toward the wall. An old newspaper clipping hung behind glass. The paper had yellowed nearly brown. Across the top, "Bridge worker lost in Chicago River." There was a photograph beneath it. Gray suit, white shirt, same face. I leaned closer. Most of the article had faded, but somebody had written 4 words across the bottom in black ink. "He looks up from below, from below." "What does that mean?" The guy didn't answer. Crack! Lightning exploded over the river. Every light in the building went out. Black. Complete black. The old machinery stopped humming. For a moment, there was nothing but rain pounding against the windows. Then, click. A weak yellow light appeared. The guide was holding one of those big plastic battery flashlights from the 80s. The beam shook in his hand. "Stay here." "Where are you going?" He pointed the yellow beam toward the staircase. "Up." He started climbing. 2nd floor. The flashlight swept across the pipes. 3rd. Across rusted steel. 4th. Then he stopped. "Hey!" His voice sounded different. "What?" No answer. "What's up there?" The yellow beam suddenly swung across the ceiling. Then, clang! Something metallic struck the railing. The guide jerked backward. For a second, neither of us moved. Then I saw it. Something metallic protruded from his chest. Long, dark, old. I couldn't tell what it was. A rod, a lever, some piece of the bridge machinery. It shouldn't have been there. The flashlight slipped from his hand. Clack! It hit one step, then another, then another. The guide dropped. "Hey!" Nothing. I started toward him. "Can you hear me?" No response. The flashlight continued bouncing down the staircase until... clunk. It stopped. The yellow beam pointed back up, straight toward the guide, and illuminated the space behind him. My stomach dropped. The man in the gray suit was standing there, soaked, motionless, water dripping from his sleeves. Except something had changed. His head wasn't tilted upward anymore. He wasn't looking toward the 5th floor. He was looking at me. Lightning flashed. Darkness. Another flash. He was closer. Darkness. Flash. Closer again. I understood. The guide hadn't gone upstairs to find him. The man had been waiting for the guide to come up. And now, there was nobody between us. The gray-suited man smiled. For the first time, I understood that look on his face. That wanting. He wanted someone. The guide was down, and I was next. I ran. The 1st floor door was only a few yards away. I grabbed the handle. Locked. Behind me. Creak. I pulled again. Nothing. Creak. Closer. "Come on!" I slammed my shoulder into the door. Nothing. Lightning flashed. For half a second, 2 shadows stretched across the floor. Mine. And another one behind it. I hit the door again. It flew open. I fell into the storm. Rain hit me sideways. I ran. Straight along the Chicago River. Past the bridge. Past the buildings. Past anybody who turned to look at me. I didn't care. I could hear thunder, car horns, water splashing beneath my shoes. And somewhere behind all of it, clang, I ran faster. I crossed the first bridge I came to, then another. Only when I was surrounded by traffic and people did I finally stop. I turned around. Nothing. No gray suit, no yellow flashlight. Just Chicago disappearing behind sheets of rain. I never went back to that museum. Never asked what happened to the guide. Never tried to explain what I saw. But even now, whenever I cross one of those old bridges along the Chicago River, I find myself looking toward the bridge houses. At the windows. 1st floor, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And sometimes, when the river is high, when the rain is coming down, and lightning turns those windows white, I swear I can see someone standing up there. A man, soaked, motionless, looking down at me. But it isn't the man in the gray suit. It's the tour guide. And behind him, barely visible in the darkness, stands the man who still wants someone else. So when I cross those bridges now, I never look up.